The beauty scientists, Dr. Kristy Hamilton and Dr. Roy Kim. Real beauty without the hype.
Welcome back to The Beauty Scientists. We are board certified plastic surgeons. I'm Dr. Kristy Hamilton here with Dr. Roy Kim. And Dr. Kim just got back from another adventure in South Korea, mecca of skincare and medical aesthetics. And you are always learning new things. And then you were telling me that this time you also tried some things on yourself, which I have to know everything about now because maybe I need it too. How was your trip?
So I went there in early August. It was a lot of fun. There's no business involved, but of course I had to visit my friend, Dr. Shin. She is a dermatologist, and she was kind enough to charge me retail pricing for all these procedures, which are still really cheap, we can talk about. And this is my second big skincare tune-up. I had one last year, and I just had one about a month ago.
So how did she what did she diagnose you with? What were the areas of concern? And then what was your plan?
So the thing is that it was actually very complimentary to me. She basically said I didn't need that much.
Compliment from a dermatologist.
Last year I had that's right. And so she is a true dermatologist. It is not a skincare factory. And she does like every procedure herself. It's not outsourced to a different doctor in her clinic. And so basically she said, because I had a lot of age spots and sunspots burned off last year, it's still looking good. So I wanted to try Skin Booster. So she suggested one. I got Aura again, which we could talk about in a bit. And then I actually had Botox, which I've had like 4 or 5 times in my life, but this time just to the masseter and the Nefertiti lift, which is under the jaw and then in the neck bands.
Okay. And here you are. And I want to hear about how you rate all of these techniques too. But let's start with the Ultherapy. So we always hear kind of mixed reviews, and that could be patient selection as well. So what is Ultherapy and why did you like it?
Ultherapy is ultrasound, and it heats up the SMAS. So as we all know, the SMAS, superficial musculoaponeurotic system, is not the skin. It's the fascia underneath the skin. And as facelift surgeons, this is what we rearrange and do things to support a facelift. Ultherapy gets a bad rap because a lot of facelift surgeons say, hey, you're burning it, you're scarring it, you're heating it up too much and thinning it out. Stop doing it. And I'd say I would disagree, but I think there's some things about it which are nuances. One is that I think I'm an ideal or better candidate. So I'm a man, thicker dermis. I'm Asian, I should have thicker dermis. I'm overweight, I actually have more facial fat. So that means that the ultrasound is probably potentially zapping away some fat, but also not burning up my SMAS during the actual procedure.
Okay, that makes sense. And like if a little bit of fat reduction is beneficial or desirable, that's great. If you're someone who already has a thin, a little bit saggy face, then taking away even that little bit of volume can be problematic. And we see that with things like RF microneedling or these other treatments. It's not necessarily the treatment that's the problem. It's the patient selection, because fat can be very precious as well as something that we seek to get rid of. So it just depends. That's perfect. And what is a skin booster? And then which type did you experience?
Yeah, skin booster in general is just some type of compound injected into your skin, and your skin looks better, feels better, has more collagen growth. Technically, I think the only FDA-approved skin booster in the U.S. is SkinVive, made by Allergan. It's a slightly different form of HA. It's pretty temporary. It works well. It hydrates the skin. Your skin glows, but it only lasts about 6 months-ish. And at least in the U.S., it's pretty manual. We really don't have tons of machines where you inject it under the skin, and you have to inject it all over your face if you want 50, 75, 100 times, like all over your face. You have a bunch of little bubbles on your face. So it takes a long time, relatively painful. In Korea, they have 8+ different skin boosters. The most famous one is Regeron, the salmon sperm DNA one. And they have the injectable form. We do not have the injectable form because it is not FDA approved. They have amniotic stem cell membranes. You're going to love this, acellular dermal matrix, the scaffolding for the internal bra.
Yes.
They chop it up into fine pieces and inject it into the face. And they have Juvalook, which is a brand name. It is really a slightly different form of Sculptra, which I had. So Sculptra has like pretty small microspheres, like tiny little balls. Juvoluct actually has smaller balls. The fear in Korea was, even though it looks like awfully powdery or mixed well or whatever, you could still have like a body reaction, film formation around this little ball. So they use a slightly different chemical, like organic chemistry nerdy talk. Bottom line is the balls are even smaller, virtually no chance of biofilm or nodule formation.
Okay. And it's being injected so superficially into the skin itself. That sounds wise. And you said, I think you mixed it with a little
Yes.
bit of hyaluronic acid as well, just for like a little hydration, a little plumping.
That's right. So it's for hydration and moisturizes your skin. They have two different versions, just regular PDLLA or PDLLA plus HA plus the hyaluronic acid. So I got the hyaluronic acid version.
Okay. And I think you look like you're glowing. Like I genuinely think your skin looks great. How do you feel about it?
It's shocking. I was a skeptic and I am no longer a skeptic. So I am doing nothing special for my face. Within a couple days, it felt better. It's not been about a month. My skin feels like it's constantly moisturized all the time.
I'm at the end.
Like it's not oily. It feels great. It's really strange. And it's well worth it. So I think I'm going to have to get some, illegally bring it into the US and do it on myself, or go to Korea like twice a year to get it done, because it's not FDA approved in the US. And to be honest, sculpture in the US is very similar, but because of, I think, that fear of nodule formation, I don't think that even diluting it like 10 times the work. You're still worried about the microspheres. That's all.
Okay, so we need that specialized to have something to sure, because no one wants lumps in the surface of their skin. That kind of defeats the purpose. So you got the true Korean glass skin treatment, glowing from within, like injectable hydration and moisturizer. It's amazing.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Very cost effective compared to like what, over the counter moisturizer and stuff. Actually, in Korea, it's like the same price or less expensive.
And less maintenance, which is great for everybody, and especially male patients, because you guys don't want to do the 10-step skincare process at home.
Yeah, totally.
And then you did some targeted neuromodulator, which is like a general category of Botox, which you didn't get Botox, but you had something a little different. And what were your goals with that treatment?
I just wanted to experiment, have somebody else inject me. And then, I have a wider face with masseters. Plus I'm a guy, making the masseters less prominent slims my face. And then I do have some neck bands. So anything to reduce the neck bands also helps elongate sort of my neck, so it looks a little more refined. So I got not Botox, Botulax. In the US, it's known as Latibo. I got it in my masseter. I got it. Actually, she snuck it in a little. She told me afterwards she injected some of my submandibular gland, and then I got it underneath the jawline.
Okay. Let's shoot those vertical plexismal bands. We did the abstract on the injection of the submandibular gland. So I wonder if she read your abstracts for you to do with it.
She probably ignored it. She probably read notices by you and not by me. So that's why.
So amazing.
But it worked.
It worked. I mean, I think the proof is in the visual. So if you're doing the audio podcast, you're gonna have to check out the video podcast so you can see what I mean. And go back and look at older episodes and see how he's aging backwards. And so how was the whole experience in South Korea? Costs, working with the dermatologist? I know that varies kind of depending on where you go. And how would you compare that to what you might experience in the United States?
I think, the place I went to is great. And the dermatologist sees you, and the same dermatologist does the procedures. The difference in Korea is that they're very efficient. They're very holistic. So once there was a treatment plan, somebody grabbed me. I got a facial. Then I got numbing cream on my face for like 20, 30 minutes. Then I got one procedure in one room, one procedure in the next room, one procedure in the third room. And the dermatologist, my friend, did all three of the procedures. And then I was taken back to the pre and post-op holding area and given a cooling facial and then placed under red light for about 15 minutes to theoretically reduce inflammation. And then that was about it. I was kicked out of there.
That's fair. I mean, they're combining so many different modalities to give you like an overall result, which I think is nice, because I think in the US, oftentimes it's like this very like a la carte, like you're coming in for something, but like really the power in a lot of these treatments is in the synergy of them. So if you're doing a number of things, like I think you're going to get a nicer result than coming in and like piecemealing, doing red light therapy one day, Botox another day. Ulthera another day. So that's wonderful. So what were your take homes?
Couple take homes. One is that there is pain involved with skin booster. So Ultherapy, I've read, is like the world's most painful non-surgical procedure. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's like 3 or 4 out of 10. And then I've had regular Botox before, and this is no different. So if you've had Botox in the master for crow's feet, whatever, it feels what it feels, but it's not horrible. I've never had that much skin booster in my life. In fact, I've never had skin booster. And she did use the microjet system, which is a machine that injects it. She doesn't do it manually. And so it hurt 8 or 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Like, it was bad.
And still think it's worth it. You still think it's worth it.
Yeah. I had to squeeze like the little squeezy inflatable animal they have on your chest. I had to squeeze that really hard. And honestly, like, I was very surprised because this machine is very fast. Obviously, it's much faster than you or me or any human injecting your face 75 times-ish.
Wow.
But it's like boom, boom. It's like a lot of pain. I think we have to work on that. Or it might be because I'm a wuss. So we'll find out.
You're a surgeon, so I know you're not. Okay, so then, like, quick to wrap up, if you're ranking these like 0 to 10, 10 being the best, for like, we'll say like for injectables and non-surgical, we'll keep surgery out of it, just rapid fire. So
as a non-surgeon, I'd say it's a 6 out of 10.
Okay, the skin booster.
Shockingly, as a non-surgical treatment, it's like I would say 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna have to try this. Okay, masseter and neck Botox.
I mean, it's available in the US, it's available in Korea. I would definitely say it's about a 7 out of 10.
Okay, amazing. Red light therapy.
I'd say about a 2 out of 10. It helps a little, but not that much.
Okay, amazing. All right, and the whole South Korean skincare experience?
Again, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10, because it's so efficient.
Yeah.
You go in with an idea of what you want, but then when you can get it all done in like 2 hours, 3 hours max, that's pretty good.
Great for medical tourism. Like, you come and just like make your appointment and be part of your trip experience. It's so cool. So if you have any other questions about Dr. Kim's South Korean adventure, because he goes all the time, so he may choose to be a guinea pig for us in the future if we have some special requests for him, comment below, ask what you want to learn about next, anything that you've heard about. He's always up on the trends, and we like to bring them to you. And as always, stay beautiful.
Stay beautiful.
Thank you for joining us on The Beauty Scientist. Be sure to visit thebeautyscientist.com and learn more about modern beauty and connect with Dr. Hamilton and Dr. Kim.